Big shout out to this group right here, man. Alright, y'all gonna see us one more time, but big shout out to us. Alright, we're going against this killer team, and throughout this gameplay, I'm just here to tell you I figured it out, man. I finally figured it out. I want to give a big special thanks to Ox. Ox don't know, but like I've been running this style for a year where I'm pretty much using a really big point guard to play point guard. Like this year, I'm just allowed to be 6'9", but normally I create like a small forward that's 6'9" and run this style where I don't necessarily have to shoot the ball, but I do everything else. Pretty much I'm Ben Simmons, but way like the way y'all would want Ben Simmons to play, way more assertive. I can actually score. And for the longest time, I could not figure out how to overcome like one of my teammates having a bad shooting game. I could not figure it out. Now, the thing that made sense to me, that made the most sense to me, was the fact that we had played against other teams that, if you think about it, they ran the same thing. They would have a small point guard, a shooting guard that's just capable of scoring, a 3 and D guy, a D4, and a big man that couldn't shoot. So either way you look at it, both teams had a guy that could not shoot the ball. But for some reason, we always struggle against this lineup to where this big man can always grab all the rebounds. And I never figured out how to overcome like one of my teammates having a bad shooting night. And watching Ox play, watching Trey Bombs play, I had already made this character before I even ran up against them, but watching them play, I figured it out. All I had to do was control the boards. And I know what y'all thinking, like, you ain't you supposed to do that anyway, but nah, y'all not understanding. Like, we are all around the same size on my team. So we can switch everything and take away the three ball, right? So we are vulnerable on the boards. We are going to give up a lot of rebounds. But if I can control offensive rebounding to an extent to where you have to always put like a bigger body on me to try to crash and get the boards, it stops teams from getting fast break, and it gives my team second chance opportunities if I'm actually able to grab the rebound. I did not figure that out. I watched Trey Bonds play. I started grabbing offensive boards. Everything started making sense. I had everything else figured out. My guy can guard every position on the floor. Right, 1 through 5. There's nothing in 2K that I can't guard. Right, some things that might give me a little trouble, but I mean, this is 5-on-5. I told my teammates what to do, so we good there. I'm not worried about no big man trying to score on me. I can strip him. I'm strong enough to stay in front of him. And now, because we played in UHA and I went against like the best rebounder in the league and most hated, hey, watching that championship game back when we was in the conference championship and he out rebounded us so bad, that's what kind of like started my head spinning. So since then, I was trying to figure out what could I do. So the first thing I did was I made a character that could just purely flat out score. So basically, I was going to become like this point guard here. And I was like, if I can hit a couple of more shots, we can win the game. What happened was we went up against a team that blew us out by 40. And, that idea was out the window. Because it's not that it couldn't work, it's that I had to pretty much have my teammates make a whole bunch of different builds themselves so we can be closer to the team that you see us going against. Right? My shooting guard would have had to be somebody that can score just as well as me. I would have had to have a big man that can pretty much get all the boards, a stretch forward that can rebound. And, we would have had to be closer to the meta. And I hate the meta. And then I watched Trey Bonds play. I saw how Ox ran it, and I knew they was gonna struggle once they went up against a really, really good elite team. I wasn't even tripping off of it. But the reason why I wasn't gonna have the same problem as they did is because one, I actually have a guard. I have better ball handling, better passing. All right, this player that I'm using now has a 99 post control, which gives me Hall of Fame unpluggable and Hall of Fame quick first step. So now I can still beat people off the dribble. If a big man is trying to guard me, I can post him up as something I couldn't do before. So there's nothing you can do to stop me from scoring. All right, no matter how you try, you're gonna watch this game through. You're gonna see they're constantly leaving me one-on-one with the big man. I can score on them. They put a better defender on me. It doesn't matter. I can still score on them. All right, scoring is a couple of things. It's just me getting my teammates to give me the ball on time, on target, so I can catch and finish. Right. And then just me being patient in the one-on-one opportunity. So I never have to worry about scoring. When it comes to my teammates shooting, I tell them all the time, I don't care if they miss. I care about the little things. If we shoot the ball and we get a good shot, we should be back on defense. You know, the stuff that you don't really care about, but it makes all the difference. All right, as you see, they couldn't really like do nothing to defend me from getting to the rim against the actual big. So, and the reason why that was always going to work is because even if they want to sag off of me and force me to take jump shots, the big man can only sit in the paint for 3 seconds. I don't care who I'm going up against. The person defending me can only stay in the paint for 3 seconds. As soon as he moves to come up and defend me, quick first step Hall of Fame, I'ma always be able to score. Simple. All right. So what it is now, if you watch me on defense, what I'm able to do is when we go up against a team like this, if they don't have like a 6'9" point guard or something, I'm able to completely control the game because now what I couldn't do before is I can now keep the big man off the glass. So even though this big man has a 99 rebound, and most like centers I'm going up against, they're gonna have like 99 block, 99 rebound. To keep them off the board, you need one badge, and that's box out beats. It's not about, actually having a 99 rebound to rebound with him, because as you see, if somebody else is down there with him and you keep jumping with him, his 99 rebound is going to beat you a good 80% of the time. It's very hard to out-rebound a guy that has better rebounding and better badges. Probably got Rebound Chaser Hall of Fame, probably got Box Out Beats Hall of Fame, and he has the attributes. So how do you control that? Box Out Beats Hall of Fame. I don't have to jump with him. I just got to make sure he don't get the rebound. And now that I'm able to do that, I finally can control the entire game. So what you're going to see in this game as well is as we go against this team that runs that pick and roll heavy, got a guard that probably has a 99 3 ball. Like I said, 4 shooters, 1 big man who can't really shoot. They're going to depend on this 2-3 zone. Now the thing about it is, like I said, every time he has to get up out the paint because he can't sit there for 3 seconds, that's an easy bucket for me. I do kind of wish I had a mid-range, but I think not having that mid-range jumper makes me more disciplined. Right? Because if I showed that I can shoot it, they would bait me more into a jump shot, which I should not ever have to shoot the ball. Right? All I should have to do is play defense and run the offense. That's all I should do. So as you see right here, my ability to get an offensive rebound changed everything. It completely changed everything. It made everything I ever worked on make sense. What I always did with my characters where I messed up at is I would put up defensive rebounding. Right? Because I figure like if I can get the ball with a defensive rebound and I can run the ball on the break, then I can make all these decisions. And it's true, but the problem is the game plan is dependent upon me getting about 3 or 4 offensive rebounds per game. So if I would have maximized that from the get-go, that would have changed how I did a lot of things. And now, because my teammates have been so amazing and they just been wanting to learn and get better at the game, I now can trust them in multiple ways that I never could before. Like before, I always had to be the person guarding the other team's best player. I don't have to do that anymore. I got a good 4 or 5 guys who I trust to defend the other team's point guard, which allows me to, be an even better help defender, help with the boards, help box out so my teammates can get their stats up. I always said the entire time the game plan was never for me to stat pad. Ever. Ever. I don't really care about stats too much, y'all. I get stats because I'm good at the game, not because I'm actually going for them. Alright, me figuring out how to, beat somebody off the dribble and all that stuff, that's just me being good at the game. Now that I'm grabbing more rebounds, it's not because I'm actually trying to stat pad, it's just a necessary thing that I figured out could help my teammates even more. And because of this, now, to be honest with you, I don't really feel like we have a weakness. What used to kill us before is if we played 5 out and I could shoot, right? Even if I can shoot really, really well, if one of my teammates had an off night, it was all for naught. There's nothing I could do. If one of them had an off night, there was nothing I could do. Right? I would just have to live with one of my teammates pretty much putting a goose egg on the scoreboard. And I don't get mad at them for that. It is very tough to be a shooter. I haven't met one teammate of mine that isn't mad when they're missing jump shots, especially if they get open ones. They don't get mad. Like, they get mad. They get frustrated. And I tell them all the time, I don't get mad that you missed a jump shot. I get mad that after you missed it, you didn't get back on defense, so they got a wide open layup or a wide open 3 or some shit. As you see me, even if I turn the ball over, I'm hustling back. So at some point, your team has to become a function of what they see from their captain. And if you see me, I'm always hustling. I'm very tough on the defensive side of the ball. And my teammates are finally getting into a groove to where they like, okay, shoot, we know what Lethal gonna do. He got his thing on lock. Let me make sure I'm on point and we'll win. So my entire team has shifted their mindset. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it's taking me like 3 years. No cap. It's taking me like 3 years to get a team that was gonna buy into the defensive side of the ball. Right? The games we lose now is, to be honest with you, we ain't really lost since I had this guy, but the games we have lost, if we have lost any games recently, which we haven't really lost like that, it's not because, we're not good enough or the other team is better. It's just simply because teammates be fucking around. Like, they don't be taking that shit seriously. Like, we go play against another team right now who's been playing Proam, day after day after day, and we ain't played that shit in a minute. And my teammates just been fucking around. That's the only time we really lose. We ain't lost no other time. And now, because I feel like I got a character that can defend whatever comes our way, I'm not worried about us losing. I just know if we lose now, it's just lack of focus on the defensive side of the ball. Offense, I'm not worried about. And you see how we play, I'm not worried about offense. And to be honest with you, I never have been. And it's just nice to see everything all come together in a game like this. It's a rec game. It's pretty much meaningless to most people. But from my experience, this team we're going up against, this is the type of team we lose to. Alright, now you see how they try to defend me. They doing everything they can to try to prevent me from, getting to the rim and scoring. So they have to put a defender on me that they feel like is a little bit more capable of slowing me down. And to be honest with you, their 3-and-D wing, which is the guy with the black mask defending me now, he did a pretty good job of, making me miss and stuff like that. The only thing I need my team to do now is just to keep focusing on the playbook. Studying plays and stuff like that. As you see, there go another offensive board, but Just look at the playbook. Now, because of this game, I will have like a little film study session. I try to not make film study too long or, too boring. It's very hard. Film study is boring. There's no way around it. It's very boring. But it's a necessary evil if you want to be a better team. The more you learn, the more you grow. The more you grow, the better you become. The better you become, the more nobody can fuck with you. Alright? But I will have like a slight little film study for people to just watch, pay attention to. And hopefully in that film study, that'll be like the last thing I really need to get my team to be like, yo, I hear what you're saying, Lethal. I feel like we can beat any team out there. Let's go start competing in more leagues and stuff like that. Now, because I'm pretty much devoting my time to creating the league that I want to create, I'm not really looking at other leagues like that, especially if the dollar amount is like so low. And it's just because now that I've been played in a really, really good league that I really like, and I kind of seen the structure of it, and I see the potential of what a great league could look like, that's what I'm after. Alright, because once I finish the 2K part of the association and have everything the way it's supposed to be, all I would need then is just dedicated teams to seeing my vision and making it come true. That's all I would need. You know what I mean? Because of that, that's why the price ain't gonna be cheap. I'm not, I don't think I can make that happen with a very, very cheap league. I just can't do it. I tried to do it with cheap leagues before. It never works out. Teams quit too much. They didn't put enough into it. And I'm going to try to stress it to where when I talk to these team captains that they make sure that every man on the roster puts something into it. That's why the price is going to be so high, because it's going to be a 13-man roster, which means if you got 13 people that can play, it's going to cost everybody about $11 or $12 just to be in the league. And as long as you have to invest something, you're going to put your time to it. Alright, for me and my guys, I know 13 seems like a lot, but me and my guys already pretty much got it figured out. I expect for when people pay out their players to just like, whoever the star player is or the captain or whatever, the teammate that like is the MVP level teammate, make sure they get paid the most. Just like the real NBA, make sure they get paid the most, and then after that you get paid for your contribution. Right? So if you win something, you will get paid for your contribution. And that's how it should work. If you put $10 into it and you didn't play anything, if your team wins it all, at most you should just get your $10 back, and that should be good enough. Right? That's the way I look at it. Alright? The way the pot's supposed to work, everybody can probably receive around $100 or so if you win the whole thing, but you shouldn't get more back when these other guys are the ones that did the sacrifice and then won the championship and stuff. So that is what it is. We'll see how they go when we get there. Now that we're at this point, you see what's coming down to the end of the game. We actually started the fourth quarter down 9 points. That was very important going into the fourth. It was down 9. As you see right now, it's going to come down to just which team can be more disciplined down the stretch. Alright. So I'm constantly trying to attack one-on-one. Right here, I'm going to get the corner to bite. We get a wide open 3, so we cut it down to 2. And again, it's just who's going to be more disciplined. Discipline is going to win this game. I don't have to force myself to guard the point guard. I can trust, the people I have in place to do what they're supposed to do. We did a great job of just contesting. Made them work for everything in the fourth quarter. Right here was a tough bucket. I possibly could have jumped, but I couldn't risk the rebound. And that's how I played the entire game. I could never risk the rebound. And you would think in these type of situations, not being able to shoot would be a hindrance. But to me, I looked at it as an opportunity to just be more aggressive. I wish it's something I wish Ben Simmons would do in real life, but just be more aggressive because my teammates is all, in these situations, they're just looking to see what happens. It doesn't really matter, how we win the game or anything like that. My teammates are just looking at me like, nigga, you put this shit together. How are you supposed to win now that you can't shoot since you're so damn smart? And all I ever asked them to do is just trust me. That's all I ever asked them to do is trust me. Um, Now that the trust is almost there, it's almost there. I still got teammates that have a couple like chemistry issues, but for the most part, the trust in what we're doing is there, and that makes all the difference in the world. So right here, we run this play called swim, and just remember that because that's gonna be a key thing towards the end of this video. But we get a wide open three, so we up two. One thing we have to learn how to do is play the goddamn score. So if we're up two, there's no way we can give up a three-point attempt. And right here, give up a wide open ass three. Alright. You have to play with the lead in mind. And now this is that situation. It's like, okay, it's a tie ball game and I can't shoot the ball and they constantly leave me open. One thing my teammates do, they rush a shot like that. Shit like anybody that runs a team, y'all know what I'm saying. That rush shot like irks your nerves because it's like sometimes you pass it just to make the defense do something different so you can get it back. Thankfully, they did the same shit. You see them rush a shot. All right, and now they trying to figure out something. Ball's gonna swing for them. They're gonna rush another shot, and this time we're gonna come up with the board so we actually have a chance to win the game. And we're down one. Let's say we was tied, but we're actually down one because he hit that three. So we run our famous play ace. I'm gonna send Cincy, and again, like he got through. Once he got picked up, I'm thinking he gonna give me the ball back. He didn't. I gotta run all the way down to foul this guy. Tough. But y'all remember that play swim? That man missed that damn free throw off the inbound, run swim. Perfect screen set, ball game. Hope y'all enjoyed today's video, man. Film study coming soon. It's been lethal. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.